Hello and welcome to today's devotion for Monday, the 21st of December. We are on the final approach to Christmas. There are just 4 sleeps now until Christmas Day. It does feel so different this year, and there's so much that is missing because of the pandemic. I'm sure that we could each pause and make a list of all the things that we would normally have done by now, or been doing, or been planning to do in the run up to Christmas. But I reckon that that would be far too depressing. Making a list of what is happening and of all that we can still be thankful for is a much more rewarding exercise. And reflecting on all that we have to look forward to when we are eventually able to emerge from this pandemic and begin to re-establish what is normal could be quite an exciting exercise. Our Bible readings today in the Methodist Prayer Handbook both move from times of despair to times of joy. In our Old Testament reading, we have the story of Hannah. Hannah was married to Elkanah, and Elkanah had 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none, and that was a source of deep grievance for her. We're told that every year Elkanah would take his family to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord Almighty at Shiloh. And when Elkanah made his sacrifice, he would give some of the meat to Peninnah and some to each of her sons and daughters. But he would give even more to Hannah because he loved her very much. However, Peninnah liked to make Hannah feel miserable about not having any children. And one year at the festival, Hannah is so upset that she begins crying and refuses to eat. And she goes off into the place of worship to pray. And here she encounters the priest, Eli. Hannah is broken-hearted and she is crying as she prays. And she prays silently, but her lips are moving. And Eli, the priest, thinks that she is drunk, and he tells her to sober up. And Hannah answers him by telling him that she's not drunk, but he's very upset, and that she's been sharing her problems with the Lord. Eli, in return, blesses her, saying to her, "You may go home now and stop worrying. I'm sure the God of Israel will answer your prayer." Hannah appreciates his kindness, and she's able to return to the feast and to eat some food, after which she feels much better. They return home, and Hannah's prayer is answered. Her despair turns to joy when she and Elkanah are blessed with a son, Samuel. And Hannah, as she promised in her prayers at Shiloh, dedicates Samuel to the Lord's service. And Samuel goes on to play a key role in the story of the people of God. If you get a chance to look up the story today and to read it for yourselves, you'll find it in the 1st chapter of the 1st book of Samuel. And if you go on and read chapter 2, you'll find Hannah's prayer, which is a beautiful prayer of thanks to God for the gift of a child. It's a prayer which speaks of the transformation for good that God brings. And it's a prayer of which there are echoes in Mary's prayer of thanksgiving in Luke chapter 1, the prayer that we know as the Magnificat, which again celebrates the transforming power of God. God has the power to transform each and every situation if we would just let God in. If you read on into chapter 3 of the first book of Samuel, then you'll find the story of the call of Samuel with that famous voice in the night. The psalm for today is Psalm 126, which I am now going to read to you. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joy. Then it was said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Restore our fortunes, Lord, like streams in the Negev. Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying seed to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them. May that be a word of hope for us today and for us this Christmas time. May we be able to say, the Lord has done great things for us, and we are filled with joy. Have a good day. God bless.